lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbertine. Not Barbertine's heart. With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk about them soaps. Yes, I know. This is coming out later than I expected it to, but Tuesday was a very off day for me when it came to everything. I told y'all I had to go to the ER, and then obviously I got pink eye, and then yesterday I did put out Tuesday's episode. I did put out Tuesday's episode yesterday. So today I'm putting out Wednesdays, and hopefully I can get Thursday out today as well. Because yesterday was just a lot. I was waiting on my medicine and it didn't come till late. And I was like, well, damn. This is just rude. But anyway, we're here to talk about them soaps, less about my crazy hectic life and the days that were just not my day. With that being said, before we get into them soaps, okay, remember to hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell so you can turn on your notifications to be notified about all the great things we have going on over here and to be updated on all the new content coming out. Don't forget to check the description box down below for ways to contact me for business or to send me suggestions of things you want to talk about or see on the channel and how to follow me on different platforms. And with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into the episode. Okay, some light, not too much. Anyway, so we down at the Metro Court pool. That's going to be the highlight of the summer. That's where we're going to be posted up, okay? I already got my sarong and my floppy hat. I'm ready to go. Olivia, I know you comped Sasha and Cody's trip to the Metro Court pool. I'm going to need you to comp mine too, okay? I know some stuff. I'm not going to tell nobody, but go ahead and comp so I could be at the pool living my best life and going back and forth with nobody. You know what? Give me a room down to the Metro Court. That's a nice hotel. I'm glad Carly and Olivia are back, taking care of it and over it and co-owning it together because they actually had that place jumping and successful. They actually had the Metro Court looking nice. Okay, the rooms, nice. Pool area, nice. Restaurant, nice. Spa, all that great things. They really had it together. Now, when Nina was taking over, girl, it was a mess. The Metro Court was everything but her first priority. Anyway, so Cody and Sasha, they down to the pool. He rubbing sunscreen down on her. She rubbing sunscreen down on him. They flirting real heavy. It's cute for what it is, okay? They on break. They down to the pool. They were like, it's fun being at the pool. Shout out to Olivia for comping this trip to the pool and everything. It's different than being at the Quartermain pool because you still feel like you're working. The Quartermains let them use their pool. We really need to see the Quartermain pool again. I'm sorry. I'm going to just be honest. In the 90s, we saw the pool. We saw the hot tub. Y'all remember the infamous hot tub scene with Brenda, Lois, Jason, and AJ? Second AJ, not the first AJ. And they was in a hot tub. We got to see pool. We got to see hot tub. Since the Quartermains are back on the rise, okay, and they have made a comeback, okay, as a prominent family with more members, younger members, members nonetheless. We need to see every bit of this state: boathouse, gatehouse, pool, hot tub, the different rooms. We're seeing the kitchen more because the other cook wouldn't let y'all up in there. Y'all need a butler again. I miss Reginald. Y'all need a butler again. That's the next thing up. Okay, we about to take this back to the 90s. Okay, take it back to when the Quartermains was great. The 90s, the 80s, and the 70s. We always had us a butler. Anyway, they felt like being down at the Quartermain pool is like being at work, so this is fun. The gist of it, because I could really just go over everything Sasha and Cody did at the pool because they were something light, not too much in this episode. Gio brought them a drink and Gio was like thanking Sasha because he was like and praising her. He was like, you make great food. I know good food from Falconary and Cerulos, I know you make amazing food, and I know good food. Okay, I know good eats, and you make them. So she's having a good time, and she's accepting the praise, and then Sasha ends up praising Cody for working with James and teaching him how to ride a horse. And we got into that because she was putting the sunscreen. I say a lot. Anyway, she's putting sunscreen on Cody and she saw a bruise. And I was like, I know about being bruised up. One false, listen, I'll wake up with bruises and don't know how I got them. I feel like I'll be fighting in my sleep. Possibly. Anyway. He started talking about how he got the bruise and how he saved James and he accidentally got, kicked just a little bit by a horse. I was like, at least it wasn't full throttle. And Tasha was like, you love him, he loves you, and think about how much more he would love you if he knew that he was your nephew. I said, girl, a whole lot. James would love him a whole lot more and probably want to spend time with his Uncle Cody if he knew that Cody was his uncle. By way of marriage, but still his uncle nonetheless. But Cody don't want to say nothing because then he would have to tell Mac, and he doesn't want to ruin Mac's family. He doesn't know if Felicia told Mac about him, her stealing the hair from the hairbrush to do a DNA test. He also feels like he's been lying for so long that Mac would never forgive him. And I'm gonna just be honest, Mac has longed for a biological child. He raised everybody else's kids. Don't get me wrong. He has raised everybody else's kids. And then he also had a hand in raising everybody else's kids. Okay, he raised Robin. He raised Georgie. He raised Maxie. Okay, and then by way of certain people that the girls was dating, he helped raise Stone just a little bit. Even though he couldn't stand him, he still did so. Taught him some valuable lessons. Helped raise Jason Morgan when he went from Quartermain to Morgan just a little bit. Taught him some lessons too. Still couldn't stand him, but also taught him just a little bit of a lesson. Okay. Dylan, he didn't like Dylan. Helped just a little bit. Okay, he didn't help raise a lot of kids. Well, not even help. He raised a lot of children. Because their mamas and daddies wasn't ish and took off and did what they wanted to go gallivanting and did what they wanted to do. Wasn't even, daddy wasn't there. Okay? Let's be honest. When it came down to Maxie and Georgie, Mac was their father. Where is Frisco? Where in the world is Frisco? We don't know. He out being a spy. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego is exactly how I felt about where the hell is Frisco. Anyway. He's worried about it. I'm like, listen, Mac has longed for a biological child. And now that he has it, granted, I felt like if y'all was going to bring Cody Bell back, well, if y'all was going to introduce Cody Bell, Mama Catherine, maybe this would have been a good time to be like, oh yeah, she was pushed by Helena, but she's still alive. She's still sublime. She was saved by somebody. I don't know who, but by somebody. Anyway, so he's worried about that. And Sasha's just like, you're brave. You could do it. I believe in you. And I was like, oh, his own little fan club. Hopefully he tell Max soon that that's your pappy before anything bad happened. Anyway, we move on. Oh, we get on down to Laura. I'm going to just chalk this up to Laura feels like because Heather had cobalt poisoning and it manifested into something else, that is an excuse for all her crimes. First of all, she set your grandson up to be terrorized by her illegitimate daughter, which is crazy to me that Steven Weber, which he should be out of jail by now when we go see him again. Steven Weber, okay, Jeff's son, Elizabeth's brother, Hayden's brother, is related to the presumed dead Esme, which means somehow, some way, that baby is connected to Elizabeth. But okay, let's get back to it. She and Ryan set their illegitimate child off on a quest to get into and weasel into Spencer's life and terrorize him and Nicholas. And then Esme got pregnant by Nicholas. So, boom, you got another grandson. Esme continues to torture everybody, lies about losing her memory, attacks her uncle, and then sneaks on the boat, terrorizes Spencer and Trina, only for her and Spencer to go over the boat, and we don't know if Spencer is dead or alive. Why? Because the actor is no longer on the show. We thought he just left to film a movie. We don't know what's going to happen with Spencer. We don't know if they're going to bring him back or not. So now Spencer is presumed deceased. Now let's get back into how she then terrorized everyone in town. Almost unalived Ava, was trying to kill unalive Trina. Got Britt. Where is Liesel? Because Liesel wouldn't stand for this. I have a feeling like Britt is possibly alive, and that is why Liesel is not raising hell about Laura trying to get that lady up out of prison. I think she off the cop and a few other people. So no, Heather shouldn't be out of jail. And no, I don't care if that lady had cobalt poisoning, because at the end of the day, this is on brand behavior for Heather. Are we forgetting the whole LSD iced tea situation? Had Stephen Lars not been playing with the what is that thing? I feel like it's called a lazy Susan. Is that what it's called? I gotta figure that out. Because if that's what it's called, had Stephen Lars not been a little baby messing around with the lazy Susan, that's what it is. Had Stephen Lars not been a little baby messing around with the lazy Susan that had the iced tea with the LSD in it, then his adopted mama would have got the iced tea and lost her mind. Instead, he spun that thing around a couple times, and the laced iced tea ended up going to Heather, and boom, she gets put into a mental facility because she lost her mind. Then she sneaks out of the mental facility after playing everybody and offs that lady. So, are we forgetting the things that she's done over the years? No, we're not. So let's be clear. This is on brand for Heather. This is on par for Heather. And every person who has ever played Heather, this is on par. Quit playing with me, Laura. Quit playing with me, because you was there. You was around for the whole LSD Lazy Susan thing. You were also around when she decided to off that lady so she could break her and Jeff up and she could get her son. Okay, quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. So Laura is like, oh, she's talking to Alexis, and she was like, so who did what? And Alexis is like, listen, it was a salacious clickbait headline, but you did request, certain files. So freedom of the press, freedom of speech, First Amendment, all those great things. So they just get down to talking about it. And Alexis finally tells her that if I was a lawyer, still a lawyer, I would say that let the law do its job and let the law prevail. And if this case is reopened, there's a possibility that the lady will either get transferred, get less time, or will get released. And Laura's like, release? And I'm like, yes, release. What did you think was going to happen now that you are campaigning for her to get a new trial? She might be released, and she just sat up here and offed all these people. But once again, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going over the history of Heather. Put me in the writer's room, coach. Put me in the writer's room. Or hire me as a consultant so I can remind y'all about all of these different things that are going on. Because people like to forget when it comes to soap operas that we love the history of them. So it's not like, oh, they're just going to forget about this person. No, we're going to remember. We're going to remember all the things. Like y'all legit, when y'all brought Austin on the show, could have had Jimmy Lee come back and had that back and forth between him and Monica. Could have done that, but you didn't. Anyway. After Alexis tells Laura the what's for what, Trina pop up, and I'm like, ooh, this cannot be good for you, Laura, and I don't feel bad about it, because let's not forget, Trina was the main target, and Trina lost one boyfriend, then she lost another boyfriend, she almost lost some friends, Let's not forget that. But okay. Let's not forget that. Meantime, in between time, we at the pool. Carly has officially met Gio and welcomed him to the Metro Court staff and everything. And Jocelyn's like, this isn't his talent. He's a really great artist. And, Carly's taking it all in. But Jason pops up. So it's just like, ooh, when Jason pop up, Carly got to go see about her friend. Because, he was just pew-pewed at. Somebody tried to peel his muffin cap back blue. They tried. They didn't succeed. He's a better shot. Anyway. Geo is learning like the different quartermains and the people connected to the quartermains. I said in my notes, I was like, to me, it seemed like he was really interested in Jason and like I've seen him before. And Jocelyn was like, oh yeah, he probably saw a picture of him at the quartermains. He used to be a quartermain. He's my mom's best friend. He may not be really at the pool like that, but everything is comp for him. He's ultimate VIP. And my mother's probably trying to talk him into a scheme like she always does. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, he's supposed to be replacing Spencer. He's supposed to be replacing Spencer. But I said, pay attention to the hair and how they styled the hair. Does that not remind y'all of anybody? It reminds me of somebody. That hairstyle reminds me of Jason Quartermain in the 90s during the time of him dating Keisha right before the accident, and they went and cut his hair. That's what it's giving. Y'all better not tell me that Gio is his son. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Okay, don't tell me that. Okay, who did we see for this episode? Oh, Carly and Jason. So, like I said, Jason came down to the pool to see Carly. Carly goes over talking to him, asking him what happened, where he's been at, what's going on. And he was like, listen, I was out of town on some coffee business. I also, Jake called me. Elizabeth had a problem. I went over there and helped. And I was like, see, maturity. Carly didn't, because I know how Carly felt about Sam and Elizabeth in the past, but over the years, constantly losing Jason, maturing and realizing that y'all are not kids no more. Y'all are grown adult women with grown adult children. Some of y'all have had to get over certain things. So Carly is like, oh my God, is Elizabeth okay? Is everything fine? Was she hurt or anything? And Jason's like, no. So she was like, okay, thank God. Now she was like, who pew-pewed at you? What is the situation? What's going on? I'm confused. Who pew-pewed at you? And Jason was like, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. They weren't better than me, so I'm good. And she was like, well, tell me so I can know, so I can help you. And he was like, Carly, listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to fake nothing with you. Stay out of it. I don't have time to be dealing with you, the people, and all of your half thought out schemes. Stay out of it. It took some convincing. Now, I don't know if she's going to stay out of it because y'all know Carly. She's going to do what she want to do. Okay? Listen, it's Carly. She going to do what she want to do. She always scheming and thinking she helping, and most of the time her schemes don't work out. It harms more than helps. But she said, okay. And they get into the Sunny of it all. And she was like, Sunny came by. He told me what happened, but I needed to see you. And Sunny was like, he didn't do it. And I believe him. And Jason says, I know he didn't do it either. So Sunny are going to say what Sunny came to the pool. And then we're going to backtrack of where he was before the pool. Sonny comes down to the pool and he sees Jason and Carly. And he was like, listen, I didn't do it. I know Anna probably thought I did it. And you probably, said something about it. And Jason was like, I thought you had something to do with it at first. I know you didn't. And I would never tell on you no matter what. And Sonny thanks him for that. But Sonny was like, a part of me wants to forgive you, but I can't. And he walks off, and it's just like, baby, that's the medication talking. Once you figure out what he was doing and who he was doing it for, you're going to be all up there for him. You're going to go up for him. So the majority of Wednesday's episode was spent on the Christina, Sunny, TJ, Molly of it all. And it really boils down to, and I took all these notes, but it really boils down to Sunny wanting to make up with Christina and let her know that listen, I never wanted you to see that part of me. I never wanted you to get to know that part of me. I have a temper and I've been trying to control that temper my entire life. And Christina was like, yeah, I have the same temper and I got it from you. And she was like, I tried not to listen to what everybody said about you, but they were right. And that just crushed Sonny's heart. And he was like, I like truly understand what you're saying. So Sonny was talking to Christina. He went over to her place. Blaze was there. Thanked Blaze for being there for Christina and everything. And he was really just trying to make amends with Christina. And it was a little gaslighting and a little manipulation, work through it. And he was telling her, if you tell me to go, I'll go. And if you don't want to see me, just know I'll stay away, but I will be like cheering you on from the sidelines and all that stuff. And he eventually gives, after they talk it out and just talk about different things, he gives Christina a Mickey Mouse little teddy bear. And I'm gonna have to go back and do my research, but I think he did give baby Christina this Mickey Mouse teddy bear when he found out that he was her actual father, because y'all know her paternity was a whole big thing in the early 2000s. But he gave her like the Mickey Mouse teddy bear, and he was like, you know, I gave this to you as a kid. You would never go anywhere without it. Your mom had to like take it in the middle of the night because you wouldn't give it up. And he gave it to her for the baby. And he was asking her about the baby. And, you know, she was like, yeah, we're good, healthy, kicking up a storm. So by the time Sunny leaves, because Christina, you know, she had been crying and obviously she had the teddy bear. And she was like, I just, talking to Blaze, she was like, I just hope that the baby loves this teddy bear as much as I did when I was a kid. And Blaze is sitting on a couch with her, rubbing her stomach. And she was like, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, sometimes I wish that this was our baby. So now we're getting set up. We're starting to see the sprinkle, like they're sprinkling the seeds of Christina possibly keeping this baby, because Christina is the egg donor. In the state of New York, Christina being the egg donor, she has all her rights intact because it is biologically her baby, and she ain't signed no paperwork, no nothing. So we get into like the real meat of it all. And it's the fact that TJ and Molly are about to come to blows over this entire thing. Why? So Molly is down to the courthouse. TJ come to see her. They're talking, and Molly finally tells him what happened. And this sets TJ off. He was like, hold on, because y'all got to hear what he had to say. Where we at? Where's we at in these notes? Hold on, because I'm trying to figure out where I'm at with the whole TJ thing. I gotta take better, like, because I slowed this down. Normally, these reviews are like these recaps are a lot longer because I go into detail. But I was like, I could get through everybody else's stuff, but y'all got to hear what TJ had to say. Okay, so Molly tells TJ everything, and he decides that he gonna go over Christina's to check her and tell her that she's not allowed around her father, and to check her about not telling them things. Baby, he was 38 hot to the point where it's just like, oh, calm down, little red Corvette. Calm down. Okay? Calm down. So, like, he is fuming. So, when we get back to them after, like, we go through everybody else's story, we see everybody else, and then they do a commercial break, TJ starts going in on Molly. He's like, this is your fault. You chose Christina as an egg donor. Child, I know. You chose Christina as an egg donor. You wanted her to be the surrogate. We could have waited. We could have waited. We could have got a real surrogate. And he is just going at Molly, like going in on her. I'm like, oh my God. What is wrong with you? So TJ's like, they should have waited. But, you know, talking to Molly, you talked me into it because you wanted to be biologically related to the baby. And now look where we at. This is all your fault. Like, he is blaming her for all of this. And she's like, at any time in this process, before Christina got Big Billy pregnant, you could have stopped this. You could have said, let's wait. We can try something else. We can do something else. You could have stopped this. And he says, no, I couldn't because I loved you and I wanted to do this for you. What? And Molly clocked that loved. And he was like, you know what I mean? Oh, loved is in past tense. And saying I wanted to do this for you means you never actually really wanted to have a baby with her in the first place. So he is losing it. He is dragging Molly and Christina through the mud. He says now we're stuck hostage to your erratic sister. And it's just like, well, damn, tell us how you really feel about Christina. Tell us how you really feel about the family. At the end of the day, TJ can't talk about nobody and he can't talk about nobody's family because we're not going to forget the fact that you was cheating with Taylor in high school. We're also not going to forget the fact that your real father pew-pewed and unalived your legal father, who you're named after. We're not going to forget that your uncle slipped into addiction because he was keeping secrets for your mama. We're not going to forget these things. We're not going to forget the fact that your biological father works for the mob, okay? And that he was in prison for something he didn't do, but he was still in prison nonetheless. And once you're in the mob, there's blood in, blood out. I don't know how he gonna get out, but it's blood in, blood out. So you in it for what? Life. I wanna love you for life. That's how in it he's in. So at the end of the day, you can't talk about nobody. And we're not gonna talk about your mama's shady past. Cause her past is real shady. Shady, shady. That past is shady as a motherfucker, okay? Your family ain't all roses and pretty and pink and perfect either. At the end of the day, Molly got stuff with her family and you got stuff with your family. And at any time, you really could have shut it down with Molly and said, put your foot down and said, listen, I don't want your sister to be our surrogate. I don't want to do this with her. We can wait. But you felt like you were forced into it. And Molly was like, yes, I wanted a biological connection to this baby, saying I'm never going to be able to have a baby of my own. Y'all need to give her a misdiagnosis because honestly, I'm not going to be able to put up with this. I'm not going to be able to put up with this. Y'all need to give her a misdiagnosis and y'all need to make it something that somebody set up. Maybe Helena having multiple schemes. That's really what it needs to be because I'm annoyed at this point. Molly's like, you're blaming me. You're blaming me for all of this, but honestly, we just need to leave Christina alone. Like, leave Christina alone. Let her have her peace. She's very emotional right now. Anything could cause her stress. So let's just leave her alone and let her be. And he's like, leave her alone? She was like, yes, leave her alone. Because, and then she runs down. Christina still holds all the cards. So at any time before the baby gets adopted, Christina, like adopted by Molly and TJ together, even though it's TJ's biological child, at any time, Christina could say, I don't want to give you my baby and keep it because it's her baby and she's the mother. And in the state of New York, she holds all the cards. And it's just like, ooh, baby, this is a mess. This is messy. And to think that he was going to take his happy self over there and try to check that lady about how she felt about being around her father. And it's just like, at the end of the day, I feel like as much as y'all want to make Molly and TJ a super couple, I don't think these two actors have the chemistry. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think these two actors have the chemistry. And to see Molly break down badly like that, because y'all know these are two new actors playing the roles of Molly and TJ. To see Molly be in the courtroom after he, like, not the courtroom, but in the office after he leaves and she just breaks down like she does, it's just like, this is not going to be a good thing. And this is possibly going to play into a custody battle between Molly and TJ and Christina. And if Alexis gets her license back, it'll be Alexis on Christina's side, and then y'all could bring Rick back to be on Molly's side. Or it could be a situation of Alexis is representing Molly and TJ, and then y'all can have Rick representing his niece. And it could be like this whole big messy thing. And y'all know his niece is Christina, for those who don't know. Honestly, I have ideas for days. I just need to get into the right room with the right people to really put my stuff, put pen to paper or fingers to keys. Who knows? But with that being said, that was the recap of Wednesday's episode. Okay, that was it for them soaps. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I didn't really go into much detail, but child, I was trying to get through it because it's almost time for it to come on in my area. And with that being said, don't forget to hit the subscription button, turn on the notifications by hitting the notification bell, and always check the description box down below for all great information. With that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't know how I'm going to give y'all. I love everyone. Bye.